the unit of any given value is dependent on the properties. Obviously, whenever you define any value for the property, definitely that is going to be dependent on the properties because you are defining the property for that. So, example, if you are defining the text and you want to define the text size, simply you cannot give the text size. It's required text property. So that's why it is said that it is dependent on properties. Some property value are from a predefined list of keywords. Some of them it will be predefined, okay. Others are values such as length measurement. So whenever you are going to define length measurement, percentage, numbers without unit, color value and URL, these things will be independent, these things will be predefined, okay, and you have to use that. Next, about the color values. When we want to define the color values, we know very well that CSS support a variety of different ways of describing the colors, okay. So you can define as many color you want, different ways are there. What are those ways? We have to declare the color code. The first is that when you want to define the color, simply you can give the color name like color colon red. It will take the red color. Color colon hot pink. So pink color. Color colon. This is the two you can, with the name you can define. In there, what happened in CSS3? There are totally 140 standard names are there like red, hot pink, pink, yellow, orange. These are all standard names, okay. Second option you have using RGB. You can use red, green, blue. That also combination you can define, and you know very well that there are 0 to 255. So whenever you want to define any color for red, green, blue, you have to define between 0 to 255. Example, you'll be using color colon RGB 255 comma 0 comma 0. Similar way, color colon RGB 255 to 105 180. Like this you can define. Next you have using hexadecimal. Even you can define with help of hexadecimal. So like you can use color colon hash. So whenever you are going to define, you have to use with the hash and your color code. It will be between 0 and FF, okay, which is 255 in decimal. Therefore, you will be using FF0000. This is one of the color code, okay. And hexadecimal, we have to, for hexadecimal number, you have to use the hash symbol before that, right? So you will be adding this. Next, RGBA. So it will be allowed you to add an alpha or transparency values. This allow to the for background image. When you want to define background image, then you can use disallow background color or image to show through. That is the transparency value will be between 0.0. That is the fully transparent. If and 1.0, that means fully opaque, right? Therefore, you can define RGB 255, comma 0.0, comma 0.5. Like this way also you can define. Next, you have using HSL. Okay, it will allow you to specify color using hue, saturation, and light values. So, what is SSL? HSL. HSL is hue, saturation, and light values. This also can be used only in CSS3. How it is that you are going to use? You are going to use color colon HSL. Give the syntax 0, comma 100%, comma 100%. If you define 50%, it will be 50%. So you can define like this way the color values in your CSS.